456. Detsar, alone on a deadly island. A true survival story. Full cinematic narrative. Prologue. The last sunset of normal life. Emma Collins didn't know that the sunset she was watching from the deck of her small yacht would be the last she'd see in the safety of the civilized world for the next 456 days. The sky burned orange, the sea reflected gold, and the air was calm. The ocean felt like a friend. She smiled, thinking about the week ahead. A solo trip through the Pacific, just her and the water. No phone calls, no deadlines, just silence. She didn't know that silence can also be deadly. Day 1. The storm. The change was violent. Within an hour, the horizon swallowed the sun, replaced by monstrous black clouds. Winds screamed, whipping the yacht like a toy. Waves the size of houses slammed against the hull. Emma fought to keep control, but a colossal wave smashed the mast into splinters. Rain lashed her face, salt water blinded her, and the deck tilted sharply. She grabbed what she could. A waterproof bag with a flashlight, a flare gun, a survival knife, and 2 bottles of water. No time to think. No time to cry. The yacht groaned, cracked, and then vanished beneath the furious waves. Emma threw herself into the inflatable lifeboat. The ocean swallowed her home, her supplies, and the life she knew. Days 2 to 3. Drifting. The sea was a desert of salt. The sun was an enemy now, burning her skin, drying her lips, and making every swallow feel like swallowing knives. She rationed her 2 bottles of water, sipping only when the thirst was unbearable. At night, the stars looked close enough to touch, but the water was alive, glowing with strange plankton and the shadows of creatures she couldn't see. Something brushed the bottom of the raft and she froze. On the morning of the 3rd day, land appeared. At first, she thought it was a hallucination. But as she drifted closer, she saw palm trees, a beach, and green hills. Her relief lasted until she set foot on the sand. The island, beauty and lies. The beach looked like paradise. Soft white sand, turquoise water. But the first thing Emma noticed was the silence. No laughter of seabirds, no distant hum of civilization. Only the whisper of wind and the hiss of waves. Then she saw the tracks. Clawed footprints, deep and wide. Something big lived here. Venturing into the jungle for water, she found a stream. But something moved in the bushes every time she approached. She took what she needed and retreated quickly. Weeks 1 to 4. Learning to stay alive. Her first nights were sleepless. The jungle came alive after dark, shrieks, howls, and rustling in the trees. Once she woke to yellow eyes glowing in the shadows. She built a shelter from palm leaves, but rain turned it to mush in hours. Food was the second problem. She cracked open coconuts with rocks, burned her hands trying to cook crabs, and gagged down raw fish when the fire went out in the rain. Her hands blistered, her skin peeled, and mosquito bites swelled into angry red welts. But she was alive. Month 3. The first danger one morning, she woke to find her water bottles gone. At first, she thought she had misplaced them. Then she saw the footprints again, larger than before, and this time closer to her shelter. That night, she heard breathing. Slow, deep breathing, just outside. She held her knife, heart pounding, until the breathing stopped. From that night on, she kept her food hidden and her fire small. Month Have, the injury. While climbing for bananas, her foot slipped. She fell onto a jagged rock, slicing her leg deep. Without antibiotics, infection set in quickly. Swelling, redness, fever. Emma boiled water over a small fire, sterilized her knife, and cut away the infected flesh herself. She bit down on a stick so she wouldn't scream loud enough for predators to hear. Month 8. The hunter. She was not alone. Traps began appearing, sharpened stakes hidden in leaves, fishing lines strung between trees. One morning, she found a gutted fish hanging from a branch, swinging in the breeze. It wasn't just animals on this island. Someone was watching her. Month 12. The monsoon rain fell for 60 days straight. The stream flooded, her shelter collapsed, and everything she owned rotted in the damp. Her clothes clung to her like ice, and her skin grew pale and wrinkled. She coughed blood but kept moving, gathering what food she could between storms. Month 15. Adapting. Emma stopped thinking about rescue. She became part of the island. She built a shelter with palm trunks, wove walls from vines, and learned to spearfish. The fear was still there, but it no longer ruled her. Day 456. The end. The sound of an engine woke her. A small fishing boat was passing the beach. Emma fired her flare. The red light lit up the sky. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the boat turned toward shore. She collapsed in the sand, tears mopped tiro.